Here are 50 directors in one sentence. Quentin Tarantino, when the nerdy white kid who keeps on saying, "What's up, my nigga?" makes a movie about how cool he thinks he is. Sofia Coppola, she makes films with the reoccurring themes of pink and Instagram aesthetics. David Lynch, he uploads more consistently than I do, so I will not make fun of him. David Fincher, if I made Alien 3, I would also make angsty movies about murderers all the time. Denis Villeneuve, the real mind killer is how your movies always seem to get worse. Brian De Palma, if Hitchcock was a horny drug addict from Philadelphia. Akira Kurosawa, people think they're smart for watching his films, yet they're just dumbed down Shakespeare adaptations with samurai fights. Barry Jenkins, let's just point the camera at the sun for a bit. Let's just try it and see what happens. Paul Thomas Anderson, you can take the man who hasn't grown out of the 70s out of the valley, but you can't take the valley out of the man who hasn't grown out of the 70s. James Cameron, if you love the ocean so much, why don't you grow a tail and fuck it? Greta Gerwig, she makes movies for teen white girls who get A+ in English class and talk about Broadway over Starbucks coffee. The Coen brothers, one's favorite holiday is 420, the other one's favorite holiday is 9/11. Woody Allen, neurotic, annoying, self-centered, perverted, and in that case, a true New Yorker. Spike Lee, for every movie about racism and black empowerment is 2 insanely horny movies. David Cronenberg, he's fucked up on behalf of other Canadians. The Safdie brothers, can everybody just shut the fuck up? Michael Bay, the only auteur whose styles include close-up on Nike and Coca-Cola products. Wong Kar-wai, 2 frames per second, 100 down bad protagonists. Jean-Luc Godard, the godfather of the pretentious film bro. Federico Fellini, how many movies can you make about the struggle of being a creative before you realize that you have no personality and nothing valuable to say? Roman Polanski, he knows how to effectively terrorize audiences with gripping tension in his movies. George Lucas, if only he made that black and white Apocalypse Now movie in '77 instead of making a movie that would make the world at least 20% more annoying. John Carpenter, he's known for making scary movies, if you define scary as obnoxious sound cues of terrible music when a very unintimidating villain walks into the frame. John Singleton, look, Boys in the Hood was great, but there's no way you can watch Abduction and not wish he was caught in a drive-by in South Central. Sidney Lumet, a lot of yelling! Guillermo del Toro, many people see a director who can make fairy tales for adults. I See a Man Baby. James Wan, he's known for making fun horror movies that aren't fun or scary. Michael Mann, murderers have feelings too. Orson Welles, Citizen Kane, his wine commercial. Which one to choose?
Action, please.
Ah, the French.
Judd Apatow, he's definitely told actors, just be yourself, more than any director in this video. The Wachowskis, you think that's a financially and critically successful movie you're directing? Wes Anderson, if we're all quiet and listen carefully, you can hear him getting pegged to the color orange. Damien Chazelle, champion of white representation in the jazz world. Hayao Miyazaki, he understands the perspective of a naive little girl so well that he's shared it to audiences about 50 times. Spielberg, I want to give his movies a wedgie and then take its lunch money. Werner Herzog, he's the kind of director who would assault an actor and then say, use that anger. Sergio Leone, he makes movies with no sound and then says, we'll fix it in post. Alfred Hitchcock, if Brian De Palma was a slightly less horny schoolboy from London. Terrence Malick, does he walk around aimlessly in fields for hours at a time, or is that just his characters? Ridley Scott, every year he gets 10 scripts and goes, eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Clint Eastwood. Libertarian dads assemble. Christopher Nolan. Teenage boys who will lose their virginity at 19 if they're lucky assemble. Stanley Kubrick. Cold, calculating, precise. Asshole. J.J. Abrams. Hey everybody, the mod on the Star Wars subreddit just made a movie. Tim Burton. When you're too goth for the suburbs, but too suburban for the goths. Andrei Tarkovsky. He woke up and chose boring. Ingmar Bergman. Movies to cut yourself with IKEA furniture to. Adam McKay. If that's it, that's the tweet, was a person. Christopher McQuarrie. He has a remote that aggressively vibrates the dildo up Tom Cruise's ass. Martin Scorsese. How many movies can you make about a failed relationship with a blonde chick while the main character is consumed with his work before you realize you're just bad at fucking?